Welcome to the RIOT Podcast. That's Nikki. I'm Obadiah, and we're your morning team.
Thanks for listening. Or your evening team member. Podcast could be a team for any time of the day.
Anytime, right. It's always morning somewhere, right?
Actually, I'm curious. Do a lot of you guys who listen, do you have like your normal set podcast time where you're like, oh, I always tune in at 9 o'clock at night, or like whenever you normally listen to your podcast?
I do. For the most
like during
part,
your drive?
Yep. My commutes are podcasts I listen to in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Joyce Meyer a lot, her podcast. And then a lot of times in the evening, I got a few podcasts.
You do?
Inglorious Trexperts.
Oh, is that one?
The Giant Bombcast.
Do you listen to podcasts when you work out too?
No.
Or does it bother you?
No. What I have found is a lot of times I'll say to myself, oh, I want to listen to a podcast like while I run or work out.
Yeah.
No.
I've been thinking of doing that.
Whatever I need that musical distraction. Like if I listen to music while I work out, it greases the wheels. And what I find is that if I am listening to any kind of talking during a workout, I become very aware of like my surroundings and what I'm doing and all of this stuff. And it makes my workouts and runs seem like they take forever.
That's true.
It's weird.
And then you come to work and it's nothing but talking. So it might be too much.
You know what? I never even thought about that. Maybe there's a connection there.
Sometimes we need a break. Sometimes we listen to nothing.
Here's a weird one, though, and I think we're unique on this, but I've totally done this. Sometimes if I'm having a day where like my brain just won't shut up, like I really want to work out, what I mean is I don't want to.
Yeah.
I can put on our podcast and listen to it, and this is going to sound weird, but it's a problem I sometimes even have in the building. If I'm hearing myself talk, my ears and brain will dial into the sound of my own voice to hear what it's saying.
And then your brain will kind of shut up, honestly.
Yes,
yeah.
it will. And so I can actually use that to replace whatever I'm thinking of with whatever the heck we talked about on the show.
That's smart.
It's a little weird and unique because most people don't have that opportunity. But I've totally done that where I'm just like, you know what? I'll just turn on our podcast and I'll tell myself what to think.
If it bothers you too much, we can get a desk next to each other and I can just talk to you and chatter throughout the whole time while you're working. So
that works for me. No, that's what I'm saying is I can't listen to us while I'm working.
Oh, okay. I got you.
So that's why, like, if I'm in the building and we're still on, I'll turn it down.
Yeah, you need a break from it.
Because I can't work if I'm hearing us talking. It's weird. It's not weird. I'm supposed to be focused on Nikki's voice.
You're a snowflake, and you're special, and everybody's perfect.
I'm such a snowflake. All right, here's what we got.
There is no such thing. What did you say over there?
What?
Oh, did you say you're such a snowflake? I thought you said you were a sucky snowflake.
Shut up.
I will not let you call
That is
yourself.
ridiculous.
You are a special snowflake. Don't you dare call yourself that.
Oh, that's the best thing I heard all day. You are not a sucky snowflake.
You're
are
wonderful.
not.
Don't even think
You are not melting. You are not. Okay?
Okay, all this talking, we haven't even told you what's in the podcast.
Oh, today in the podcast, we talk about Pizza Planet.
Yeah.
Frozen Christmas
Bagels.
3. Redbox and the Ghostbusters trailer. Cocaine Christmas. Cybertrucks.
Yep.
Maybe someone exaggerating their cold symptoms.
Possibly.
Tomato plants are screaming at you. Thailand Kit Kats.
Yeah, we do a RIOT food fight with items from Thailand. We try some chips. We try popcorn and milk tea Kit Kats, which if you want to actually watch the food fight when you're done with our podcast, you're like, I wonder what it looks like. You can watch at RadioU RIOT on our Facebook page, and it's also up at RadioU RIOT on our YouTube channel where you should be following us too.
We also talk about the Peloton drama continuing and a movie collection.
It's not even the right way to say it. Like, it's beyond a movie collection. It's the world's largest.
Well, he claims it is.
He claims. I think he might be right.
So, well, you guys enjoy the podcast and have a wonderful
day.
Whatever you're doing there.
Bye.
Bye.
Uncomfortable silences during that morning carpool? Not a problem. These two never shut up. It's the RIOT on RadioU.
Let me tell you something about Pizza Planet, which is what I call Planet Fitness.
That's just his loving nickname that he has for it.
Yeah, I was over there this morning.
Did you see? Did you see when you were leaving?
Yeah, I did.
They got bagels out.
They got bagels and coffee.
Did you grab one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I ate it on my way over here. I wish I would have put some... Oh, wait, I can't have cream cheese. So that's fine. No cream.
Well, Well, just a light.
I didn't even think about that.
Light spread.
Okay, it's fine. And then I got some coffee here. It's Panera coffee, and I don't know if I've ever had just like straight up coffee from Panera.
Is it okay?
It's actually pretty good.
It smelled good when you walked in.
Yeah. Well, that was just me.
Well, no, I actually thought I was like, wow, is coffee either really smells like how warm did it stay while you were working out, or did you just make it so quickly? I thought, where'd the coffee come from?
Well, it came from the fine
sense.
people at Pizza Planet. Mm-hmm. So everybody likes to make fun of Planet Fitness, myself included, even as a member. But again, I'll say this. When I walked out and I saw those bagels.
It's like a buffet of them.
It made my morning. It was just like, yes.
We're never there, though, for like the pizza thing, so all we get is the bagel thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, when do they even do that?
I think
that must be like an afternoon or evening thing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So, and I never remember, like, I think it's the second Tuesday of the month or something. I'm not. Like,
you're not going back for it?
Yeah, like I'm not putting that on the calendar. Like today's the day. But for real, like when I walked out and saw it, I was just like, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Well, when I saw it made me remember, a long time ago we used to talk about for the show, like getting not really a chef. We don't need anyone
Short
classically trained.
cook.
Just someone for a light, spread like a deli tray or, a cheese tray or just something that's over there that you can snack on or eat during the morning. And when I saw the bagels lined up, I was like, wow, we really still need that at work, don't we?
We do. We do. I like the idea of somebody who, I'd like to come in and we'll rotate it in and out, like an omelet one day.
Doesn't have to be maybe every day. Maybe take an every other day approach.
Right, because on the off days, we'll have something different.
You have leftovers.
Yeah. That works for me.
That's the donut or bagel days. We don't need anybody to make that for us.
Yeah. Yes. Boy, it was good. I'd go for another one right now.
You should have taken two. You shouldn't be this is for Nikki. She forgot hers.
You know what? I actually thought I didn't want another one per se, but I stood there thinking, like, I wonder what would happen if I grabbed two. These people watching me?
I don't think an alarm goes off. I think you're all right.
So? Okay.
You could have had one for your snack after the show.
I could have. Instead, I brought some stuff to make toast.
Aww.
So that's totally different.
Yeah, it's not too far off already from the bagel.
The definition of insanity is putting the riot on again and again and expecting a better result. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Man,
we don't really hate people.
I mean,
not totally.
I just need to go back to bed. Whatever. So, dude, I love every time they come up with like a generic, like there's something popular and there's that generic knockoff, whatever, like movie that comes out. And so, there's Transformers, but then there was Transmorphers.
Yeah, like super close, but really off.
There was Pacific Rim, and then they were like, Atlantic Rim.
If you've never seen them, might I suggest Amazon?
Oh.
Amazon Prime has a lot of those.
Actually, I'll say this. If you've got Netflix, Atlantic Rim got picked up and mocked in the second season of that Mystery Science Theater 3000 reboot.
Is it on Netflix then?
Oh, it is. So you can't watch Atlantic Rim, but you can watch.
You can watch
it while they're making fun of it, and I recommend. It's shockingly bad, But that brings me to this: a Frozen Christmas 3.
Not Frozen 2, but it's not the same franchise.
This is so great. I mean, it obviously isn't. And yet you just feel like your grandma at the place
might make the mistake.
I got you Frozen 3. Look, Klutz and Putz can't wait for the most magical day of the year to arrive.
Now, you just sent me a microphone cable thing, so I think, did you mean to send me the movie?
Yeah.
It was the other link.
Hey, Nikki, you want to buy this loft?
I know. I'm like, I don't think that's the movie.
Oh, you're right. I don't. Great.
I see it now. A Frozen Christmas 3.
Thanks to Chris, who we spoke of earlier, for sending me that love link.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's called Party Time. Even though I don't feel like you could confuse this one with Frozen.
They're out there.
Someone would. Doesn't even have the sisters in it. It's got Santa and a bunny.
But it's Frozen. You're going to be like, look, it's...
I don't know. If you're going by titles, it's got 1 rating with 1 star.
Wow.
It's still early on.
Yeah. Well, I will say this. This feels like a movie. Nikki mentioned Amazon, but I was going to say I feel like this is something I would find at Redbox.
Really?
Yeah.
Giving every novelty food the publicity it so blatantly desires. It's The Riot on Radio U.
Bad news.
What's the bad news?
Well, are you somebody that likes to play video games, but you try to do it on the cheap? I know a guy.
Is he in the room?
I know a guy.
Okay, well, what's up with it?
Well, I'll tell you what it is. Redbox has just announced that at the end of this year, that'll be the end of their video game rental business.
I didn't even remember they had video games, and so I think that's probably why.
Nikki,
maybe people
you're
aren't
not
going
helping.
there. I'm not the
You're not
target.
helping.
It's fine.
You're not helping.
But I just don't know if everybody remembers that they do have video games you can rent.
Now, in fairness, this year I probably rented 4 or 5 games, maybe.
That's a pretty good amount.
I feel like that's indicative of where the game industry is. Like, there's not a lot of games that I know a lot of games have come out, but have they? I don't know. But like most of the stuff.
Is it a Redbox problem then, or is it an industry problem?
I think it's an industry problem. And, well, on top of which, okay, the reason why I maybe didn't rent certain games is because I signed up for Microsoft's Xbox Game Pass Premier, or whatever the heck it's called.
It's a nice short name, by the way.
Whatever. But the Game Pass thing where a couple of games that I might have rented or even bought, I just got them through Game Pass. So, like, Gears of War 5 was on Game Pass, and so there's another game, can't remember what it is.
You can just say, and so another game
and
as
so
well.
another game, and
and that kept you from maybe you would have gone to Redbox for those.
I rented Call of Duty there.
That's one.
There's one.
That's one good one. How's the prices on rentals for Redbox?
They do a thing where you can do, I think it's 3 nights for $7. I actually don't think that's bad because that just gives you a shot at.
That's enough to get in enough, for a game.
You can pick it up on Friday. You got to take it back, what is it, like Monday morning or sometime Monday, whatever. That, to me, I don't know. I thought that was pretty good. It's better than paying $60 for something.
Well, now you can't do it anymore.
No, I can't.
At the end of the year. You still have until the end of the year.
Right. I still have 21 days.
And maybe in January, some of the red boxes won't update enough.
Yeah, so they'll still be there.
They'll still be there for you to have, but we'll see.
Actually, what this probably means is that if you keep your eyes on the Redbox app, they will probably be having some game sales.
Oh, selling them off?
That would be my guess. They're probably going to be chucking their inventory, so that's a thing. Now, renting games, what?
Is not possible.
Can you do it in the mail through, what is it, Gamefly?
Is that still around, too?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is.
They used to have boxes.
What
Didn't
do you
they,
mean?
Gamefly? They used to have, rental boxes.
I think they tried that at
like
a
a few
couple of
campuses.
locations, yeah. But mostly it's their mail service. And you know what? Like, I've done that before. If you're not in a hurry.
If you want to play sometime like later next week.
Some people are in a hurry, but like if you're not in a hurry, that's not a bad option.
Basically, you're just going to come down to doing one of these services where you just play it that way, or you have to buy it.
That's the future of gaming. Like, you're just going to sign up for services.
Obadiah and Nikki tried their hardest, and that's what really matters. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
Mike is texting, and a lot of other people have been Facebooking and tweeting and whatever.
A lot of questions.
Wanting to know about what we thought of the Ghostbusters trailer, which hit yesterday.
I forgot. The one guy's in it. The Ant-Man guy.
Finn, oh, well, okay, yes.
Paul Rudd?
Paul Rudd.
Because remember,
I didn't know. I probably knew, but I forgot too.
He was. He posted a picture in front of the Ghostbusters, like...
The firehouse?
The firehouse
That's
a long
right.
time ago. And
yeah, you're right.
He posted that he was going to be in it.
So he's in it. So is Finn Wolfhard. Wolfhard?
From Stranger Things.
From Stranger Things. And so he's like the go-to kid now. Like, if you need somebody under the age of 40, like, hire him.
Bring him on in.
Yeah. And you know what? If you didn't know it was a Ghostbusters movie, you could spend the first, 60 seconds of the trailer, no idea. They, instead of leaning really heavily into, Ghostbustery stuff, it's a little more drama. So-and-so's dead, and we had to move out here.
They basically called it Stranger Things, or Ghostbusters Stranger Things, though. Because it has that feel.
It's got that vibe, right? But it's not set in the 80s. It's supposed to be 30 years after the movies thing. And they're like, yeah, there hasn't been a ghost sighted in 30 years. But Evo Shandor mining, you know what I'm saying? Anybody else catch that? Right? I know. So it looks like it's going to be a thing. But that's supposed to be, I believe, Egon's granddaughter. So Egon was the guy with the glasses from the first one, the nerdy one.
So between that and the Wonder Woman trailer, a lot of people just keep asking us about have we watched
this trailer or that trailer?
Anytime anyone talks to us in the last couple of days, it's always have you seen this movie trailer? We're like, we're on it.
She's not lying. I was very interested in how they handled this Ghostbusters because, they did that reboot a couple of years ago.
What reboot?
And they leaned so hard into it's Ghostbusters, it's Ghostbusters. And this is more like, yeah, maybe a ghost. We don't know.
It's a mystery. It's strange.
It's some things are. So I don't know. I thought it was a real interesting looking take.
Hey, I don't even need to see the movie though. The trailers have been so entertaining. I feel like I've seen everything and I'm good.
I will say it reminded me of the Force Awakens teaser the first time that trailer hit. That's what it reminded me of. Felt like they watched that one and they were like, we can do that.
All right. So anytime anyone sends us the question, have you seen it? We're going to send you this audio back that we've seen it.
We've seen it. And we saw the Wonder Woman one. And I still think the lasso and the lightning might be my favorite part
of it. All right. We're all caught up on trailers.
No, because there's probably one hitting right now.
There'll be another one.
The whining, the loathing, the insightful commentary on postmodern historical doctrine. Okay, maybe not the last one. You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
It takes a lot of hard work to do certain things. And I think a lot of times if you're watching someone work and you're having a good time, like say watching a comedy movie, you're like, this is so much fun. It must be a blast to do that. And you're like, no. It's a lot of work to make that movie. I know it looks like fun, but it was a whole lot of work. And I feel like that is a lot of times the dark underbelly that we don't see when it comes to Santa.
It's a lot of work, is it?
Santa's out there being Santa, trying to make things merry and bright, And everybody's like, oh, it's so fun. And what is every Christmas movie? No, I want to be Santa. I want to. It's my family lineage. It's my right. He fell off my roof. I get to be Santa. Because it's like they don't want to be Santa. And then they have to become Santa. And then they realize it's like the best. And, it's on and on and on, whatever. But I feel like there was a little something that slipped between the cracks in regards to what it takes to be Santa. And it's going to get sensitive in here, so I'm going to give you a 3 count. 3.
You give 2.
2.
1.
Walmart showed us. Did you see the Walmart sweater that they had to pull?
I don't.
Walmart had an
ugly Christmas sweater.
An ugly Christmas sweater of Santa.
They're showing this thing everywhere.
It's unreal.
At first, I was like, oh, it's kind of cute. It's a snowman sitting on a couch.
It's not.
And then, or there's something on a couch.
Okay, I didn't get it at first.
Oh, you didn't see it on the table?
No, I was just like, it just looked like decoration to me. I'm just like, whatever.
He's doing lines of let's just call it flurries.
Says let it snow.
Laid out on the table in front of him.
Santa's on a couch with 3 lines of white dust in front of him.
No one knows what it is, but it is what it is there.
Nikki, sometimes it's a lot of pressure to bring Charlie into people's lives.
Oh, you're right.
And
that's why they say every actual, really funny person has a dark side of what makes it work.
There it is.
Is that it?
That's exactly what it is.
Maybe it's
Santa's
vitamins. Crushed up vitamin C. It's the cold and flu season, as we hear over there.
Despite the reboot.
Yeah, your cough button's not working. You know what?
I'm sorry.
Don't hide your cough. Just cough if you need to cough.
I think I'm already there.
So maybe that's what's fueling Santa. Is that what we're saying?
I'm concerned.
A little Christmas dust.
Maybe. I mean, what did I say a couple years ago that it stuck with me? I think about it like I need more Christmas, purer, harder Christmas. And I even said I'm gonna grind up these ornaments and snort them.
Okay, and that is a dangerous thing right there.
See, Santa knows that danger right now.
So I think they pulled the shirt.
They did. But who made it? Well, actually, no. I can totally see a bunch of people thinking it's funny.
I can see a lot of online retailers enjoying that shirt.
Yeah.
And selling it.
So, Nikki, it's tough to be Santa. it's tough to, dance monkey dance.
Every year. Mm-hmm. Are we thanking him? Not often.
Not
Nope.
enough.
Mm-mm.
All we ever do is tell him what we want and need from him.
Yeah.
But what we really need to do is have an attitude of gratitude.
No, that's good.
Yeah. Maybe this year, along with your list. Okay, you know what? Send the list, but then, between Christmas and New Year's, you got a little time off maybe. 10 minutes. A thank you letter. All right? Let's help Santa.
Well, something. Or do we need to have an intervention at this point?
Well,
are we too far in?
Well, maybe our intervention could be gratitude themed.
We thank you for all you do, but we've noticed a problem.
There's a problem. We don't want you to feel like you have to carry the weight of the world.
No.
All right? We're
Just
all
Christmas.
here. We're all here together.
The worst podcast with the best listeners. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
So I picked up the Powerbeats 3. That was my headphone of choice.
Yeah.
And I'm taking them back.
It's a no-go.
It's a non-start.
He got him because his gym headphones died. Oh, so you got a new pair.
The Jaybird X2s.
Why don't you just get those again?
I couldn't find them.
No one's selling them?
The Jaybird X3, now that, I guess they're like a year or two old, people are just like, these are the worst headphones.
But did you try eBay or something to see if they're selling old ones?
I didn't even think about doing that.
Not necessarily even just used, but does anybody still have stock
some
of
that
it?
Are sitting around. I should do that. It's too late, though, because I went ahead and bought another pair of headphones.
Okay, never mind then.
I bought the Jabra Elite Active 65T. But I picked them up at Costco.
Okay.
And because my thought was like, well, if I don't like them, Costco won't even ask. They'll just be like, here, take your money.
They don't judge you when you return things. They just
really
are like,
don't.
take it. It's fine.
And of course, I think they're great.
You
so
like
far.
it?
Yeah, I used them this morning.
Okay.
And so that was kind of the first time. The fit's a little weird because they really dig into your ear.
Do they have a wire or what are they? They're just in your ears?
They're truly wireless headphones.
Oh, good. I think you'll end up liking that better.
And so they actually say, most of the reviews say that they are probably the best competitor to the AirPod. So the difference being that the AirPod, I guess, as I understand it, not the new ones, but the old ones kind of leave some space so you can hear ambient noise.
They're not actually, in
your ears.
The ear. They just sit, nestle. We like to use the word nestle.
Nestle?
Yeah,
okay.
They're nestling.
These headphones don't do that. They're
they go
in your ear. But they have a function called, I believe it's pass-through. They probably have some other name for it. But it actually, there are little speakers or little microphones on them, and it will pass ambient audio through the headphones if you want to. And then if you don't want to, you
just
don't
turn
have
that
to
off.
have that. Yeah,
that's good because if you're running, you want a little ambient noise.
That's
okay, for your safety.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is.
If you're outside,
that it will enable you to wear these headphones, but also hear what's going on around you.
Because that's a very important thing if you're not wanting to get, like, say, hit by a car.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
But if you're somewhere else where you want to turn, have the canceling, then it's nice to have both.
It's a big deal.
Well, good. I'm glad you finally found a pair you liked.
Yeah. And, the great thing is that by, slowly buying one or two pair and returning them, each time you spend a little bit more. Because you're like, well, this isn't that much more than that.
It's just a tiny bit more.
It's not that much more than that.
It's fine.
And pretty soon you spent 3 times what you were planning on spending on new headphones.
And you don't want to even look at your credit card app because it'll show you until all of them are returned and evened out. Like, you don't even want to see what that looks like.
Well, I want to take the Powerbeats back tomorrow. I meant, I was doing a thing where I was like, no, you have to take the first ones back. I was like, what? It's not convenient. Like, it's fine.
Do it today or tomorrow.
I'm an adult. Okay, I can do it this way if I need to. But yeah, the Jabra Elite Active 65T. I don't know what the T stands for, but you know what, guys?
Terrific.
I think we've got a wiener here. I do.
Where do you go when you need someone to listen to your problems and give you a big hug? Not here. Obviously, this is The Riot on Radio U.
I don't know about everybody else, but I'm really coming around on the Cybertruck.
You are?
Which is funny because I'm never going to buy one.
Well,
but
$100 down, and then you could just try to save up until it comes out. Who knows what'll come out?
Well, you just put a little money in your Cybertruck envelope every month. And then
before you know it, you'll have your truck in hand.
Yeah, you'll have a Cybertruck.
Well, you and Eric can have it.
I have thought that it was pretty dumb looking, but Elon Musk has been driving the prototype around, And you know what? When I see it out on the street, I'm like, no, I like it.
You think it fits in better than just when it was on the stage?
Yes. Like, for some reason, just seeing it out and about them, because people are, like taking pictures of it and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'd drive that. Sure.
I don't know.
No?
Still not convinced.
But when you got inside and you were like, I'm in the future.
Well, Eric kept trying to persuade me like, oh, that could be our next car. Because, again, no one really knows when it'll come out.
Yeah.
So you really only put $100 down and you don't realize what you're doing. And he's like,
wait, that's really a thing?
Yeah, to reserve one.
I thought you were just kidding.
No. Like, that's what you do to reserve your Cybertruck.
It costs more to get that flamethrower.
Than that. Well, I'm sure it's not, you could probably get out of it, but it is what you do to reserve it. And he kept trying to tell me about how great the inside is. And it's like, well, I know how great an inside of a Tesla is. That's not my problem.
Right.
My problem is the outside of this truck.
Yeah.
It's a lot to just be okay with.
You're just not feeling it?
It's a strong look. And I don't know if I can do that.
Oh, see, I totally think you could. In fact, I can see you having that air of superiority about having
it. when it finally gets out.
Yeah. You're like, oh, yeah, it's my Cybertruck.
Well, no, I'd let him have that one. He could drive it. And you can have one.
You get two.
You could get two. That is true.
You each have one.
That is true. That is something to think about.
Here's what I imagine. The Cybertruck comes out, and eventually you get one, and you're like, at first But now it's great. I love it.
So Luke says they have over, 250,000 reservations so far, and he thinks it's awesome.
The other thing that I saw, this I didn't know about, but they're talking about making a cyber quad, which would be a four-wheeler, like an ATV kind of thing that would be a Tesla ATV.
You would like that. You've always wanted one of those.
I really do. I don't know what the deal is, but there's part of me that's just like, man, I'll take that.
We don't have the land for it. I don't know where we would take it, but it'd be amazing. I'd be into that.
Where would I take it? I don't.
You'd have to have a truck to take it somewhere.
I would. Yeah.
So you'd have to have a Cybertruck.
So I roll it up into that, and then I don't know where I'm going to go ride it, but it sure sounds like fun.
You'd have to get some sort of trailer.
Man. Yeah, I want a quad, guys.
My fear, though, is that because this is all everybody's still been chattering about, that's going to lead other of the more traditional car companies to start changing the look up of some of their upcoming cars and vehicles to more this style.
Good. The world should look more like the Demolition Man.
We're going to make it be the look of the future.
Oh, yeah.
Even though it's what everybody thinks the future will look like.
Well, I mean, it's not just for looks, Nikki. The aerodynamics.
Yeah, sure.
The way it cuts through the air.
All right, well, I guess 251,000 possible reservations if we add one more over there.
It's just a thought. I'm just saying I'm kind of liking it, but you're probably right. I'm probably not going to get it.
Well, we can still just talk about it.
The Riot has now been downloaded. I hope you installed some antivirus. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
I'm freezing. Are you cold?
It might be your illness, maybe,
right.
perhaps.
That's fair.
It's the normal temperature in here.
All right. Well, you know what, Nikki and I, while I'm slowly facing my mortality.
You mean you're just facing a head cold? You've got something.
No, Nikki, it's more.
Think it is? This is it? This is the one?
This is the one. This is where it all ends.
He was commenting earlier how he's tired of being sick, and you've been sick since like Saturday. So, it's not the longest you've been sick. It's just a couple of days. You're really feeling it more.
I'll just tell you, I feel like this is my life. Does anybody else do this? The big things in life, I can handle. I'm like, we can do this. We can face it. We can whatever. But the smaller it is, the more dramatic it is to me. Like, if it's tiny, it's a huge deal. But if it's a big deal, I'm just like, man, the Lord's going to help us. We going to be fine. Don't you worry.
But you're cold. I can't.
My nose
4 days into it, I can't do this.
My nose is running, and I'm like, I'm in bed. All right. The doctor says I got 24 hours to live.
I can't continue on.
I can't.
I don't think it's that bad, but we're feeling like it's that bad, and your feelings are important, but they're a bit dramatic.
Yeah, okay. Do you do that? Or
not as much. Okay. But I know sometimes the joke has been, what do they call it, like the man flu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
That joke's been around.
Oh, it's real. It's real, Nikki. I'm dying.
You're dying.
It's real.
And it's not even the flu. You just have a little cold.
You know what? I got a flu shot last week.
Oh, I doubt. Maybe.
Do you think I'm in an immunocompromised situation?
Could be.
I took the flu shot and then I got the cold?
Could be.
I mean, I was healthy until I went to the doctor and they wanted to take my blood, then they didn't take it. Then they're like, here, do you mind if we shoot a dead virus into you? I was like, okay.
Now, remember we talked about the dramatics? Feels like that's just continuing with that.
All right.
Okay.
You're
going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
We're right early into day 4. That's not an emergency yet.
I know. I can't even get any drugs till day 7.
You need to keep going. Keep going till day 7 in order to get an antibiotic where they'll still not want to give it to you.
I'm not going to make it that long.
Oh, well, maybe because you were just in the doctor last week. You can just call it in.
That's fine. You know what? Are you good to do the rest of the show?
I wasn't planning on it. I mean, you're not. You seem better than in sickness pass.
You know what? Listen to that self-serving commentary. You seem better. Don't leave.
No. Then the other sicknesses where you've still come in.
Yeah. See, but like I told you, the less it is, the worse it is.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. We're on that. Yep, we're on that.
Oh, we can hear it.
Why don't we just, there's plenty there's plenty of apps where we can set you up with a doctor visit just through your phone this morning.
You know what? I don't need a doctor. What I need is a nurse because I'm a big baby.
You're just a whiny.
I need a nanny.
You're a whiny baby.
I need a nanny.
Glad you said that. Just a whiny baby today.
That's where I'm at.
So we're day 4 of whiny baby.
It's fine. Actually, we're probably way past that. Let's get real.
Well, at least attached to this sickness.
Yeah. Okay. Now that's fair. I can accept that.
The Riot. Not everyone's a fan.
I wonder whose idea this was.
Radio U.
Many of you were no doubt disappointed when you heard Nikki and I say that we were going to go and eat the flesh of cow tomorrow. That's right. A cow was raised with the sole purpose of being slaughtered so Nikki and I might eat it. I feel good about it.
Let's not bring that up.
All right.
Let's try not to think about that.
Well, here's some bad news for you, okay? The idea, I think a lot of times, and, you do you, it's fine, is that, hey, you can't eat animals because they feel pain.
Sure.
Did you see this study from Tel Aviv University in Israel?
I don't think this is the first time that we've heard that plants can feel pain too, or at least according to these studies. I thought there was that thing from a long time ago that carrots, can scream or something. Kind of along those lines.
So they say that these, these are tomato plants.
Yeah.
They deprived them of water and then cut their stems and then used a microphone to record any potential sounds. And here's what they found, that the plants emitted an ultrasonic frequency between 20 and 100 kilohertz, which is outside of the range of human hearing. Mm-hmm. And so they say that could potentially
be the pain,
be the plant screaming.
So it makes more undetectable to us, but more plant noise than if it's just doing well.
When a tomato's plant stem was cut, they found it emitted 25 ultrasonic distress sounds over the course of an hour. Tobacco emitted 15 distress sounds over the course of an hour. And let's see, when deprived of water, they'll make even, this says, more distress sounds.
They will? I don't want to think about that.
Well, I mean,
what are you supposed to have then?
Here's what I think is tough. I think one of the toughest things for us as human beings to acknowledge is that there's an element of us that we are in some ways ascendant from the environment, separate from it, and yet we are also a part of it. And so we like to think of ourselves as above the food chain, but we actually participate in it. And there's part of us, I think, that doesn't like that. I think our dependence on animals and plants for food is, in some ways, when I think about it just intellectually, it's bothersome. I actually I like to think of us as being better than that. So I find a lot of our biological needs to be bothersome. Like, why should I need water? Why should I need, whatever? I should be able to exist completely on my own without anything. And
you need something. You're going to have something.
The reality of it is, Nikki, we all have needs.
I know.
And sometimes the only way we can get our needs met is to make that carrot scream.
But the sensitive side of me has a hard time when you hear this sort of thing.
Well, I will tell you, too, like it feels like my carrots scream because sometimes I buy them in this bag.
Yeah.
And then you put them in the microwave and you steam it and you can hear the bag like... It's like really...
They're screaming from the microwave.
And then I pull them out of the microwave. I put them in a butter bath.
Ooh,
and then I take some brown sugar.
Yes.
And...
Everything's fine then, right? They're quiet then, aren't they?
And they're just like, you know what? This isn't so bad.
If we have to go, this is the way we want to go. And butter and brown sugar.
They move from denial to acceptance in the space of about 2.5 minutes.
Well, you really do brown sugar on your carrots? That must be delicious.
It is delicious. I mean, I don't always do that.
It's not an everyday carrot?
No, because, I don't eat carrots every day. So
he's just walking around with he's got this little thing of brown sugar in case he could just top it on anything he eats.
Yeah, I've given up in a lot of ways, Nikki. I'm like the carrot. I'm in a butter bath, just sprinkling
brown
sugar.
You're done screaming. You're not going to make any more noise.
Everything you love about the Riot, plus a handy-dandy fast-forward option. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
And I'll have the number 8.
That's a party platter. It serves 12 people.
I know what I'm about, son.
The Riot. Food fight.
Oh, you knew the Riot would come through with a little munchy munch for you.
Well, we've got some items
Tuesday.
from Thailand that one of our favorite listeners, Meg, she went on a trip there and she brought us back some stuff.
Yeah, so hi to Elfie, Josh, Aiden, Madeline, Josh, other Josh, and everyone else who's joining us online. You can watch this on Facebook Live right now.
Yes, you can hop on to RadioU or RadioU Riot on Facebook.
Do you want to start with these?
Yeah, that's fine, because we'll leave the chocolate stuff for the end.
Yeah, these are crispy taro chips. Natural fried taro chips. Light texture, no sugar, no preservatives, no additives, no MSG.
What do we got in there,
What do
then?
I even want them for?
What is there?
All right, let me
Are
get
they purple? Do they smell good?
They actually just smell like potato chips. Okay, let me grab one more here. All right.
This isn't, we've got versions of this here, but I wonder. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, sure. Wait.
Lightly crispy texture. It actually really is lightly crispy.
It tastes like...
It's not bad. It's actually quite good. If you had it next to, like, say... Ruffles or something that has a stronger, more bolder flavor, you might gravitate towards that. But this is still good.
It's true.
Yay! I like those.
All right. Okay. Yeah, actually, that really is pretty good.
It grows on you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So
Kinda
crispy taro chips.
Like a taro.
Now, for the real thing right there.
The popcorn Kit Kat?
Yes. I've never had this flavor before.
No, me either. Like, actually, both of these flavors are unique. We got popcorn Kit Kat.
And then a milk tea one.
And a milk tea one.
You want to do popcorn first?
Sure, why not? Let's see what we got.
We're opening. Hang on, everybody.
No, you know
Hang on, it's really hard to open.
These are different. There's a strong plastic seal there, which that's not normal. Well, that's not how we do it.
It shouldn't be like this, but we've had so many Kit Kats from so many different countries that we can tell, like, there are differences in how things are packaged per country with Kit Kats.
This packaging actually seems a lot better than any other country that we've dealt with.
A lot stronger?
Yeah.
All right, so let's try a popcorn Kit Kat.
All right.
Will you get a popcorn taste is the question.
Mostly chocolate right now.
Mostly chocolate. A lot of chocolate. Heavy chocolate. Well, do I get any popcorn taste?
I'm getting
at first
some salt.
I don't.
I'm getting some saltiness.
Now, if you haven't had chocolate on popcorn, man, that's good.
That is good.
That's amazing. And normally given at holidays. So you're right at Christmas time. I don't taste popcorn. Tastes great, but you could just tell me this was a normal Kit Kat and I probably would believe you.
To me, it just tastes salty.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like it's a Kit Kat.
But you
with
also
extra
just had the
salt.
chips, the taro chips, so maybe...
But no, I don't think it's that.
I don't know. It's good, but is it popcorn? It could be more popcorn.
To me, it's very... I just taste salt. Like,
okay.
An extra bit of salt. Now,
Last one.
Now, this is the milk tea variety. It's a Kit Kat Duo, it says. Could you explain to me what milk tea is?
It's milk tea. It's a drink.
That's Okay. I really appreciate the hard work you put in there.
I don't know how else to really explain it to you.
Is it just tea with lots of milk in it, or what?
Well, I don't know how. We'll just eat it. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just a drink. I've always just drank it, never asked. All right, milk tea. It's kind of like an orangey color, like a milk tea. You really get the tea. You really get the tea flavor.
Oh, yeah. Nope.
Really strong tea flavor.
Well, you know what? They do well with the tea flavor, though, because what if we had the green tea ones? And you want it to be mint, but it's green tea. And it's
I love the green tea Kit Kats, though. That if you like milk tea, that is spot on.
No, it's not
spot
good.
On.
It's not good.
You know how in the popcorn Kit Kats there wasn't enough popcorn taste? Like this has plenty of milk tea taste. It tastes just like iced tea.
Put the bitter coffee in your mouth. Rinse it out.
You're not so much a tea person, but it really has the tea kick.
Oh, that lingers, too.
It does. It's powerful, but that's interesting. Wow, what a unique flavor.
Yeah, well, no endorsement here. Sorry, Kit Kat. Sorry, Kit Kat.
Well, at this point, then we might lean on the taro chips as being the best thing.
I'm going to eat this other piece of Kit Kat that came in my package.
One?
The popcorn one?
Well,
yeah, you know what? I feel like that goes pretty well with my coffee.
Goodness, I feel like I've just drank the whole thing of tea. So thanks to Meg for sending us those items from her trip to Thailand.
Appreciate it. Seriously.
As you keep eating.
The Riot. Just because it's bad doesn't mean it's not good. Wait, isn't that exactly what it means? It's The Riot on Radio U.
Is anybody else tired? Like, if we hit the end of the Peloton commercial, wife and husband?
Well, you had the drama from the weekend with that, but then you had the other funness of the Ryan Reynolds, is it his gin company?
Yeah.
And then the video that she was in.
So it goes like this. 2 weeks ago, Thanksgiving weekend, you had the Peloton commercial. It's a woman who gets a Peloton bike for Christmas, and everybody's like, this is the worst thing ever. And her husband is a monster and all this kind of stuff.
Even though I feel like that's a bit dramatic with it, but it just really struck a chord, and then people jumped on the fact that it wasn't cool to like it. You had to hate it.
Even as someone who was a passive viewer of it, like I really didn't like it. There was something about that commercial that rubbed me the wrong way. But I think it was because I felt, honestly, this is going to sound dumb, but I felt like it was this strong pressure sell to women watching, where it was like, if you want to be a woman, you need to, 1, start exercising, and 2, you have to, video your journey. And I hate that crap. If you don't want to exercise, don't. It's good for you, but that's your call.
If you want to, do, but you can do it without anybody else following
has to
the
know
journey.
About it.
Yeah.
If a woman exercises alone and doesn't take a picture, it still happens.
It still happens.
Now,
I get what you're saying.
That being said, I know a lot of people that do that kind of organically. They like to exercise. They think it's fun to follow it and Instagram it and all this kind of stuff. And so I think that commercial was made that way. I actually don't think they intended it as a hard sell, because I can see people being like, well, yeah, everybody wants to do this.
But people didn't like it. And then coming out of it, they lost a lot of money.
Almost $1 billion. Their stock fell. Then, as Nikki was saying, we had Ryan Reynolds, who owns a Gin, G-I-N company.
Not a gym.
Yeah.
It's a gin.
He found her, and they basically made a joke about, it looks like she's just surviving a breakup. She's out with her friends, and she's getting drunk on Ryan Reynolds, G-I-N.
Yes.
Which, if you think about it, also not a great message.
Well, they're just sending stuff out, aren't they?
They say that one's fun. The fitness one is not fun, but the drowning your sorrows in gin, that's fun.
But then the guy who was the husband in the ad, they were saying how, like, he's a teacher.
He's an elementary school teacher.
And he's pretty upset about, how this has made him portrayed, even though that's not him at all. And then he got upset from SNL over the weekend for what they did.
Yeah. So there was the SNL thing. She's like, haha, SNL's funny. He's like, I love SNL, but you're ruining my life.
Sure.
Because he's just trying. And
he didn't get a Ryan Reynolds commercial, she did.
Well, we need a company that pushes toxic masculinity to bring him into the fold so he can be the new mean spokesperson for that brand.
He needs something.
He does. I'm just tired of hearing about it, because now it's like they're blowing up on Twitter and they're this and that. I'm like, guys, that's an actor and an actress that got roles in a commercial. Now, I don't want to be mean here, but ask an actor or actress, that's not what they want to do with their life. they're wanting to move on to other things. You do commercials to, 1, pay the bills, and 2, get your face out there.
Yeah, but at least this is getting their face out there.
Yeah.
It's turned compared to too much negative. Now it's become like a viral thing.
Well, that girl, good for her. That guy, he never gets to work again.
Probably so.
He's done. And all he did was show up and play the role of supportive husband in a very poorly received commercial.
In fact, that feels like that's what the casting was asking for exactly. So, supportive husband who gives gift.
I just, you know what?
The monster.
I want this to be the last time we talk about it.
Yeah.
But it won't be.
No, it
because,
will. Hey, we have the choice. We don't have to ever talk about it again.
No, because Peloton Woman is going to go on, and she's probably in the new Wonder Woman movie now. She's Wonder Woman. Like, that completes her journey. All right, she's gone from abused wife, she got super drunk,
lightning.
And now she's Wonder Woman riding the lightning.
Didn't know that.
And they did all of that in a week and a half.
Well, I mean, you gotta go with the trends.
It was bad enough the first time around, but now it's worse. Don't believe us? Just keep listening. You'll find out soon enough. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
Does anybody collect anything? Think you collect anything?
I do Christmas ornaments.
Okay.
My collection has lessened over the years, but I like to get those.
I collect movies, I think. I think I've finally just given up saying I don't collect anything. That's just the truth.
It's still a collection.
I still buy physical copies of movies. I like doing it, and I acknowledge that it's dumb.
You don't say, though, that you have a video game collection, though, do you? Do you think of it as the same?
No.
Is it all a part of it? Or
To me, video games are very...
They're too expensive to be a collection?
No. What's the word I want? Like, they're kind of utilitarian. Like, I get it to play it, then it's gone. I don't, look at them, but it's embarrassing and probably weird. But, with movies, I'm like, I love having them on the shelf. And the difference being that a lot of times I don't go back and play a video game, but I will go back and watch a movie. No, I don't go back and watch all of them, but I am known to suddenly get a hankering for a movie from, 10 years ago that I watched one time, and I'll go pull it off the shelf and watch it again.
You have your own library.
Yeah. So it's a thing. But then you see, what's the thing? There, but for the grace of God, go I. And I'm looking at that person right now who's selling their 22,000 movies.
Whoa! That's a lot.
22,000.
2,000. So are they Blu-ray, or is it a lot of doubles, or what is it?
4K Blu-ray, DVD, 3D, Criterion, and Steelbook. So it's...
How would someone buy that many movies to make that collection?
That's so many. So many.
But I guess you got to start somewhere. He didn't start with so many. He started with a reasonable amount, and it just went from there.
Trying to think of how many I have. I counted at one point. I think if you would count my 4K Blu-rays and DVDs, I think the number is floating somewhere around 300. And I've been doing that for
also a movie. It's probably on the shelf.
I don't have 300. But yes.
You don't?
I don't. Well, that's a whole other thing.
He's saying it's the world's largest collection.
That's what he says it is.
He must have cleared out, when Blockbuster and stuff went out. He must have cleared out.
Maybe,
and just
maybe
taken
not.
a lot.
I had a friend of mine. I don't know how. He and I basically became friends as he was selling this. So
yeah.
It was that was pre our friendship, but he had a collection of several thousand movies that he even had a library scanner that you could come over and quote unquote rent a movie from him, and you could just scan it out. And he was very generous with it. He would let people do that. So
I enjoy watching a movie and I enjoy going to a movie, but I don't if I don't like the movie, I'm not going to buy it.
Well,
with this many, I feel like he's just buying movies.
Yeah,
you know?
that guy, he's just building whatever.
So he must be older, because he has a lot of older format stuff too. So he just has a bunch of everything.
Well, he goes all the way back to DVD, which I have some DVDs.
No, he has Laserdisc, VHS, and Beta. And there's no individual sales. So he has HD DVD, so you can't break it up. You can't ask him.
You got to take the whole lot. No bootlegs or download. Does not contain anything pornographic. Condition ranges from brand new, new.
This is $1 million for the price?
Or best offer.
That's not going to be $1 million.
Real talk. I didn't even know this many in existence. 546 4K Blu-rays. Mm-hmm. He must have every one made anywhere, because those
Probably a lot of international stuff.
9,390 Blu-rays, 9,564 DVDs, and the number just keeps going from there.
No, thank you. That's a lot of clutter. You're taking on someone else's thing they're trying to unload.
Yeah. Make no mistake.
What was Blockbuster? Like rental stores were still a thing?
Yeah.
You could totally just buy this guy's collection and that's your store.
That's a turnkey
Yeah.
rental store. Yeah, but for $1 million, I don't think so.
Well, I wonder what the offer is that he'll get.
And no, there's a reason those stores don't exist anymore.
I know, you wouldn't want all this.
It might be a bad investment.
How could you even store? How is he going to ship it to you? I have questions.
It's a lot of logistics.
I have questions, but I don't want answers.
But you know what's funny is you don't have these kinds of objections to somebody buying a $100 million house. So maybe like those guys that have the $100 million houses, they're like, we got 40 rooms. Just
put in one of those.
Jeeves, go buy all this man's movies and put it up in that room.
I feel you should be going to get, say, if there was like a Hollywood sort of association where they're trying to keep record of stuff.
Right.
Like they would need to get, and it's funded and they have enough money, and it's like a charity or an organization to buy it to preserve the memories of that. I could feel like that'd be like the only thing you could get to buy it.
Here's the sad reality. When you buy a Blu-ray or a DVD, you're basically flushing your money down the toilet. Like a
quarterback.
They hold no value whatsoever to anyone except you, the purchaser. So remember that when you buy it, you're literally throwing money away.
Fun to look at, but I'm going to click out of this guy's eBay listing.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh no, I missed it. Do it again.
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.
I think we've got a wiener here.